I'd like to know about your experience of working in it.
My experience of working on Detective Sherdil was, I think it was the funnest time I've ever had on a movie set, honestly. I had the best time. It was incredible working with an ensemble cast like this, and we shot in Budapest, and it was so beautiful there. And yeah, I really had a blast on this one.
If we could just talk about your role and the challenges also while preparing yourself for the character that you are playing in.
I think one of the main challenges for me was I'm an actor who I like to prep and have sufficient time to prep. And I came on board of this movie like 2 weeks before they started shooting. So I didn't have much time, but we kind of just went into like intensive mode and really went in on rehearsals and workshops. And so in that way I felt supported because my character is deaf, and for that there had to be a lot of research and rehearsal, and also kind of observation, I guess, as well, and just really understanding your scenes so that those technicalities don't come in the way of you acting when you're on set.
How was working with did you have worked with him before as well? So music.
Yeah.
So how is it? At that time, I was reading, you have also complimented him for his style, his fashion statement, and everything. So tell me about your experience this time.
I think, the great thing with Diljit is he was exactly the same as when I worked with him for the first time as he was the second time. He's a very he's the kind of person who he just keeps his head down and he focuses, and he has a great work ethic and incredible discipline. And I'm not surprised to see that he's gotten to where he has, because I've seen him put in the work over all of these years. So it's really fortunate for me to get to witness, someone who was really on the rise, and now to see them in like superstardom. It's incredible.
Can you share something from on sets while working with him for Detective Sherdil?
I remember we made reels. I remember we all did that as and to his song, like dance and stuff. And I remember getting my makeup done, and he would come and he'd be like, "Vanessa, would you want to be reel?" And I was like, "Of course!" Like, I was so happy to do it. And there was one time on set where a lot of the set was meant to be like the Bhatti family home. So the producers put a lot of pictures of me from when I was a kid like around the house to make it look authentic. And Diljit like started looking at it and like comparing the two, and he was like, "There's no way this is the same girl." And yeah, he's just like dedicated to his work, but he's also fun and a sweet and lovely guy. So
while working, did you both ever thought of coming up again together in some music video or something?
Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
I'm saying while working in Detective Sherdil on the sets, while having the chit chat and everything, did you guys also thought of again coming together for some music video?
Oh, after Detective Sherdil?
Yeah.
Who knows? Let's see.
Did you still admire him for his style and fashion statement and everything?
Of course, he's the best dressed man in India, hands down. There's competition.
So I'm saying that you were born in Wales, and then how different Bollywood happened, and how tough it was, to get work here and establish yourself. I mean, like, do you think that you were born in Wales, and then from there you came to Bollywood, you did projects here. So how challenging it was for you, establish yourself in Bollywood, and do you think that really the newcomer or one has need a godfather in Bollywood to establish themselves? I mean, like, how challenging it was for you?
It is difficult. Any industry in the film industry is difficult, In one way, I have such a privilege that I can work in the US, in Europe, in the UK, and in India. So I have a lot of industries available to me. But at the same time, I see my actor friends in all of those industries go through similar struggles. And there's also, outside of just the industry being difficult, there's been a lot that's been happening, you know, in terms of the pandemic and actors strikes, and things that have led to just like production shutting down. So it's been a really tough time for the industry as a whole. And then as a girl who's, you know, born and raised in Wales, has no connections to anything in any of these industries, um, to think of, you know, starting from nothing to coming to where I am, especially that too in a country that I had never been to prior to my career, it's easy to get caught in the trap of comparing yourself to your peers, but you always have to kind of ground yourself and remind yourself that other people have a privilege you may not have access to, and just to be grateful that I have been able to do so much just on my own, and that speaks a lot. So I try not to get in the bad game of compare and despair. It's not worth anyone's time. I do this job because I love it and I love acting. And yeah, there have been moments where it's been difficult, where you haven't been on set for a while because everyone, you know, there's so many different reasons like that go into it, and it's just learning how to keep yourself sustained throughout that process. I think it's a personal journey.
Right. You started acting at a very early age. I think at the age of 11, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like since then, so I think acting was always there on your mind since childhood. It's like your childhood love. I mean, like yeah,
Yeah.
you always thought that you wanted to become an actor. It was something planned for you, like since childhood. You just thought that okay, I have to be an actor. Or it was something. It happened in an unplanned way. Acting comes.
So it was planned. I sat my parents down. I think I was 10 or 11, and I said, I want to be an actor for television and film specifically. And luckily, they took me seriously, and we looked online, and there was this agency that was like in the next town to mine, and I had to audition, and I got in, and then my career kind of started from there. And I think the dream then was to be like a big Disney Channel star. I think that's where I wanted to like go. But yeah, diversity wasn't quite a thing when I was a child actor. So I was lucky if I got one audition every couple of years.
And then in Bollywood, you did some amazing. So, how you got that? I mean, like, how was getting here? You know, getting here and getting that first project. How was it?
I was incredibly blessed. It was one of those things that it was like a domino effect, and everything kind of just fell into place. Um, and to have, you know, your first movie with a director like that too, it's a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing to have your first movie with a director like that, but it's a curse in the sense that you really realize what a privilege it is to have a director like that for your first movie. And it's hard to get back there again.
How do you look at the representation of women in Indian cinema?
Pardon?
How do you look at the representation of women in Indian cinema? Representation of women in Indian cinema.
I mean, ebbs and flows. At one point, I thought we were moving in a great direction. Now I'm not thinking we are. I don't know. Yeah, I think we need more female filmmakers, writing and producing and directing, and then we'll have really authentic female representation on screen.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just wanted to get a little bit more elaborated perspective. If you could just share.
I mean, like I said, it ebbs and flows. I feel like one year we're on a great track, and then one year it's not something that is directly correlated with time. There have been years we've had great female-led movies, and there have been years where it's just been completely missing. And like I said in my previous answer, like the minute we have more female writers, producers, filmmakers behind those screens, the more authentic that representation will be on screen. You can't just put like an actress in front as leading a movie when it's all men behind the production, because that's not authentic female representation in my personal opinion.
In Bollywood, what kind of roles you are looking forward to do? Like more of a commercial cinema or more of art-oriented cinema? What kind of roles you are looking ahead?
I think I would really love to do like a big dance movie or something in the comedic space. Something different is definitely what I'm looking for right now. I'm
More of
looking
a commercial kind of cinema?
I think so, yeah.
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 Just talk about your upcoming projects, and also I heard that you are not going to be part of the period drama in the fourth season, or you are going to be, I mean, like,
Yeah, no, I'm not in the fourth season of Bridgerton.
okay. And also if you could just talk about your upcoming projects. This
Right now I can't because I've signed NDAs, but we can talk about this release that's happening, which is Detective Sherdil coming soon.
right, we are really looking forward to it. And just like being in the industry, when you're part of the industry, there are so many things you have to deal with, and you have to deal with so many rumors and everything also. So, there is also a kind of social criticism and all. So how you handle that, right? When you have to deal with the rumors, and there are so many rumors around you, surrounded you as well. There were so many things have been talked about. I'm just saying how you handle dealing with the criticism and all these different being not getting affected by them. How you handle it?
I mean, I'm quite touch wood lucky. I don't think I've really faced any criticism.
I don't think how you have been like.
Yeah, I've really been blessed with it, especially the Indian audience. They've been so loving and kind to me. I think the only thing I've ever experienced was I remember getting body shamed when I did a South Indian movie. And I remember people saying I was ugly because I looked like a twig, and how could the co-actor be attracted to me in the movie because I was so skinny. That was the first time I think I experienced body shaming, but at the same time it was this weird, like, it almost felt like a simulation because it was happening online. I don't know how to explain it, and it was from a culture that was something I hadn't grown up in, so I didn't feel as closely offended or criticized by it. I was like, oh, okay, the beauty standard in this region is different to what I look like, and that's just how I took it. I didn't take it to heart to think like, oh my god, I need to gain so much weight now, and because I'm naturally very skinny. You can literally ask any producer I've worked with, like, I eat the most on set. So it wasn't it was the first time I experienced something like that, but I think with anything online, you just, like, you can't take it seriously. Like, you really can't.
Thank you so much for giving me your time. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.